Mhm. 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 We're going to start in a minute here. So if you have your breakfast, if you don't have your breakfast, time to get in line. Good morning, City of Lakes Rotary. Welcome. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we actually, again, have a flag, which took me a while to realize. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and the four-way test. In the things we think, say, and do. 1, is it the truth? 2, is it fair to all concerned? 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Hey, I did that without even looking. All right. Gail is doing our reflection today.
Okay, one class. Yeah, okay, need a few here. All right, good morning, everybody. In honor of Scott sharing our strategy and planning, I found 8 quotes that motivate us to make a plan and to stick to it. So I thought I'd share. A few of them I think will be familiar, but a few I hadn't heard before. So good business planning is 9 parts execution for every 1 part strategy. We all know about that. Plan for what is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small. Good intentions might sound nice, but it's positive actions that matter. You know this one. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Good old Benjamin Franklin. Unless commitment is made, there are only promises and hopes, but no plans. Peter Drucker. And you know this one too, but it's always a fun one. If you don't know where you're going, you'll end up somewhere else. Yogi Berra. A goal without a plan is just a wish. And the final one I hadn't heard, but I really like it. It's by Warren Buffett. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Thanks.
All right, have a seat, everybody. Mary Pat, visiting Rotarians and guests. I'll let you introduce them. Come on up.
Okay, good morning, everybody. We have 3 guests with us this morning. We have David Wheeler, who is, I believe, a former guest and is going to be coming back. Yay.
Thank you. It's really good to be back. It was 97 that I first joined the club, and I've been a Rotarian. This is about 40 years ago is when I joined the Northfield Club. It's great to be back. My schedule is going to allow me to do this, and I love the Women's Club. We had an event here for our 20th anniversary that I helped put together and host, and that's when we fell in love with this place, and I was so pleased that you decided to come here. Great to be with you today. Thanks so much. Take care.
Yep, welcome back, David. And then guest of Ross Naylor is Katja Pilling.
Hi, good morning. My name is Katja Pilling. I work for J.E. Dunn Construction, and I'm familiar with Rotary. I've known the impact in the community for all these years, and I've never been to a meeting. So I'm thrilled to be here this morning, meet you, and participate. Thank you.
And Anna P. has also invited Luciano Verrazano. Luciano.
Hello. All right. Hello. Hi again. Every time you come, you're going to talk. So this is his second visit. So he's getting used to the traditions.
You couldn't keep me away, so I think you might be stuck with me.
That is great. Any guests online?
Don't see any, but if there are any guests online, please feel free to unmute yourself and introduce yourself. I think I recognize all those names.
All right, great. Keep bringing those guests. It's really nice to have you all here. David, welcome back. David was my sponsor, so it's great to have him back in the club again. So welcome back. All right. Today we're talking about what's going to happen with our Rotary Club and our strategic plan. And I thought it'd be interesting to know what's happening with Rotary International and their strategic plan. So I'm going to start with two videos actually. The first one is an explanation of Rotary International's action plan, and I'll let Brock kick that one off. And you'll notice the fancy English accents on this presentation.
We are people of action.
And when there's a challenge to confront, people of action come together and make a plan.
Even as we continue to help address global challenges, we're facing one of our own. When Rotary surveyed people around the world, we found a big gap between who we are as an organization today and who we need and want to be.
Our foundation is strong, but Rotary is ready to show that we can grow and become even stronger.
So we established our new action plan as a roadmap for how we can think differently, be more inclusive, and become a stronger, more effective Rotary.
The plan has 4 priorities. We're going to increase our impact because now more than ever, the world needs innovative planning and proved solutions. We'll be more data-driven, not just serving communities and doing good works, but measuring what we do so we can scale up our successes and share more compelling stories about the good we do.
We will expand our reach by welcoming new people into Rotary and finding new ways to connect with people who share our commitment to making our communities and ourselves better. We'll enhance participant engagement by making sure everyone who connects with us gets even more out of their experiences than they put in.
And we'll increase our ability to adapt, because staying ahead of change while staying true to who we are is exactly how we make sure we have the staying power it takes to lead a new century of change.
Rotary's action plan is ambitious, but we can do it.
If we work together on new ways to think, plan, and take action, we will bring our communities and our organization to new heights.
Our legacy is in the making. Ready to do your part?
Let's show the world what it means to be people of action.
So that's a brief little introduction to Rotary International's plan. And then, of course, I skipped announcements. So we're going to go back and do announcements now. And then we're going to hear from our Rotary International president, Shakra Mehta, who I invited to be here, by the way. And, he had something else going on. But I figure you don't get if you don't ask. And so they said he did this video for the district governors. And so we're going to see part of that video after we do announcements, though. And I'll give Brock some time to bring that one up, too. So announcements. I know that Jim has an announcement about the, not the Chicken Open. No, the Knicker Open, and Dick is back in the back.
Yeah, I want
Knickers
to
on.
everybody take a look at our Knicker Open model, brought to you at great expense from the fashion runways of New York, of course. But many of our newer people may not know where the Knicker idea came from. I think it originally came from the chairmans of our King Bavender was a key. He was unfortunately was a former member, but he's still very much emotionally attached to the club. He was a clothier. His business was fashion and men's fashion, and he was also an avid golfer, and he brought the idea of really including the element of history, which Knickers goes back to British again. I believe that's in Scotland. So yeah, Doug. Okay, that's right. What was that, Tom? Oh, yeah. Okay. So anyway, that's the idea. But our event a week from Saturday, Knickers are optional. So, but you may see a few people bringing back that great tradition. But I'm happy to report we have 21 people registered now. Yeah, Anna, do you want to say something? Add something? Oh, it's up to 24. Well, that means we will have 6 foursomes, and we could still take, you know, if we have some stragglers, we can still add some, and maybe we'd have some people might have an extra person. But one thought I had last night is, I don't know if we have any members of the winning squad here this morning, but they're a powerful team. Keith Johnson and King, as Bavender has been invited back, and but anyway, I thought, is there a way, and I even throw this idea out to the group, that every team who might not have the prowess that the winning trophy team has, might be able to win the trophy, and we could do a handicapping system. And there are ways to do it, but I want to keep it simple. I don't want to take away. The goal of this afternoon is fun. And so there you go. So anyway, we'll kick it around, but the most important thing, we're excited. We're going to have a great afternoon. We're raising some money voluntarily for CES. We'll just throw in like a hat for people to throw in some money that they might have extra in their wallets, and it'll be a great day. And afterward, we're going to have snacks, some wine and soft drinks and snacks for social time. So
Great.
Thanks for everybody, Anna and your team that helped get this started. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Gail right next to you has an announcement too.
Hello again. Just want to remind everybody to get those nominations in for our 2 awards. The Heart of Rotary Award, which we're finding with the nominations I'm getting, there are so many people in this club that gives, that do so many things and give their heart to this club. So think of someone who hasn't won in the past, send me a nomination form. We also are looking for nominations that go to Carol for the Hope of Rotary Award, which is an award outside of the club for a person and their organization who are a little bit unknown, but are doing fabulous work in the community. We'd like to have those in, we need to have them in by the 22nd because we need to get our committees together to vote on the winner and then order the awards, which takes a while. So please get those in by the 22nd. Thank you.
Links are available on the homepage.
Great. All right, Jean, do you have an announcement?
People from the club just donated books. We have several hundred books that we're going to be taking to Way to Grow right after this meeting. This is just a sample. They're all beautiful books, and I hope people had fun picking them out. Way to Grow is a 5-minute drive from here, so if you want to come along with us, we'd welcome you. Second announcement is on September 29th, Vocational Roundtables. We're inviting former exchange students to be part of that meeting with us, and we're also inviting them to a happy hour the next day. So keep those in mind. We're going to have lots of times to be happy between the Knicker Open on the 25th, happy hour on the 30th at Utapills Brewing, and it'll be fun. So 29th, if you know any foreign exchange students, I've got to say Anna has been terrific in finding stories of people that have come through this club as foreign exchange students. It's been really fun. So happy hour on the 30th at Utapills from 5 to 7. Thank you. Yeah.
For some reason, Jean picked this book for me, Hair Love. It's awesome.
You still have your hair done. Bill, did you have an announcement about the event for the foundation on October 20th?
Actually, I've got a couple of things I can mention.
All right, settle down over there.
For additional times to be happy, keep the evening of October 20th marked on your calendar. Right here at the Women's Club, we will be having our foundation kickoff event. We will have some nice heavy hors d'oeuvres and a drink ticket for everybody, and the opportunity to hear from our service committees about what your contributions to our COL Foundation accomplish. We'll give you an opportunity to pledge to help replenish those funds, and also give you an opportunity to hear a little bit about what the Rotary Foundation does. Links are available on the website. I will also follow up with some additional emails to those of you who have not yet registered. I think we've got probably about 24 people registered so far, and we can do a lot better than that. The other thing is I sent an email this week, and we will have our awards ceremony for the past Rotary year in November. And as you know, we provide awards for the different giving levels that get achieved during the year. Both Paul Harris, which we get from the Rotary Foundation itself, and our own Dick DeVore Award for contributions to our foundation. We're seeking pins. As you know, we give pins, very nice pins with little fake sapphires and rubies and diamonds on them. But for each time you have achieved a new level, you probably have some older pins that you don't need anymore because you'll wear your best one whenever you wear it. So if you have old ones sitting around, please bring them to a future Rotary meeting in the next few weeks, or feel free to send them to me. My address was in the email, but it's probably easiest if you're attending here to bring them here. I already have a few folks who have brought me a couple of handfuls of them. And that helps us because otherwise we have to spend our foundation's money to buy new pins. And it's much easier if we can recycle them. So thanks.
All right, thank you. Any other announcements? Yes.
I have a comment. Last week we had a speech on the environment. And I looked at the action plan, and unless I missed something, there's not anything about the environment. Now, the International Club, led by the German president 2 years ago and the Indian president last year, said we were going to have the environment as an action plan. We've dropped that. I haven't seen a thing about it since then.
Yeah, it is an area of focus.
Do something about that. And I have some ideas. I won't take time now. But it goes back to some conversations I had with Jewel when she was president. And this club, as Cindy remembers, we went up to the Kettle River many years ago. And I would like to see that trail expanded on the west side of the Kettle River. So I'm throwing that out as an idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Grant. Appreciate it. Yes, it is still an area of focus, and they didn't really in that video cover the areas of focus. Any other announcements? Seeing none, I'm going to go on. Oh, well, Tom's got one. Sorry, Tom.
A report from Youth Exchange. The district or whole entire world skipped 1 year. Youth Exchange, but we are going to resume 2022 to 2023. Still uncertain we are able to do it or not because of COVID, the pandemic. What do you think of this? You think are we able to do it next year to the year after? Raise a hand.
Sure.
Okay. If someone not, because of pandemic will not be end of it. We don't know. So that's what currently we are going to resume next year to the year after. So we are going to host one and send one. We're planning.
Thank you, Tom. Any other announcements? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut him off. All right, I think we're good. Let us move on. So our president, Chakra Mehta, who could not be with us today, sadly, did recommend this video. And I want to show, let's see the video. And I may cut it off sooner than I was planning, but let's go. It's like Star Trek.
Hello, Changemaker District Governors. I hope you like the theme. So now get ready to not only serve yourself, but also inspire others to serve to change lives. Today, my dear change makers, we will talk in detail about making the big change in the membership of our organization. 20 years back, when I was the district governor of my district, the membership of Rotary worldwide was 1.2 million. 10 years back, when I was elected to the board of Rotary, the membership of Rotary was still at 1.2 million. And now, 10 years later from that point, when I got elected to be the president of Rotary, the membership is still at 1.2 million. Don't you think it is time to change this? Don't we all want to change this? Can't the 1.2 million of us come together to make membership growth our individual responsibility and take the membership to at least 1.3 million? Let's do it by the end of your year as leader of your district, so that 10 years later, you may not have to repeat that Rotary's membership is still at 1.2 million. Friends, we are a membership-based organization, and members are our biggest asset. It is members who contribute to the Rotary Foundation or raise money for it. It is they who do good in the world by doing meaningful and impactful projects. It is they who have toiled for 35 years to bring us this close to eradicating polio. They are the ones who tell the story of our work to the entire world. Only with more members and more participants can we serve more and change more lives. It is membership that we all need to concentrate the most on during the forthcoming year. Our vision is to reach 1.3 million by 1st July of 2022. And our call to action is, each one bring one. This is not a difficult task, I'm sure, to share the gift of Rotary with just one additional person each. But for this to become a reality, it is you who will have to sharpen the focus in ensuring that the message, each one bring one, reaches every member. I repeat, I request every member in your district to share the gift of Rotary. And as each of us brings new members, let us focus on diversity and let us get more young members, female members to our club. Let us focus on Rotaractors becoming Rotarians. I also request every club to have a robust system for regular follow-up through the club president. Keep inspiring them, motivating them, ask them to lead the way. Communicate regularly, directly, or through the membership committee chair. Request that every club establishes goals in Rotary Club Central for club membership and new member sponsorship. Let bringing in member be a celebration at every club.
Very good. Thank you, President Mehta. Even if he were, beaming in here, I don't think he could have done any better. So I appreciate that he provided that for us today. So let's talk about, as he emphasized, what our plan is. And I'm going to have Brock kind of bring up the slides again here. As you guys probably remember, last year, we set a 3-year plan. So we are in the 2nd year of our strategic plan. And in each of those years, we also create a goal for the current fiscal year. So moving, let's see, I think I can move the slides, can't I? No, I can't. Brock, moving to the next slide. So here are the 4 priorities that we set in our strategic plan. First of all, member growth. Secondly, member experience. 3rd, reputation. And 4th, impact. And let's look at each one of those. So under the next slide, member growth. The 3-year outcomes that we asked to meet in the next, actually in fiscal year 2023. Membership is more reflective of the greater Minneapolis area. Total membership of the City of Lakes Rotary will be 120 members, and the club will have a strong, actionable membership plan. And we've already worked on a number of those. We do have a great membership plan. I think Gene will talk to that in a bit. And we are working towards gaining members. So our fiscal year 2020 or our fiscal year 2022 goals are to attract diverse members by consistently serving and being recognized in our local community so that our membership is reflective of the population of Minneapolis. Increase membership to 95 members by the end of fiscal year 22. And then next fiscal year, Ross will have a great job of bringing in the additional 25 members we need to meet the goal. So that's Ross's issue. And third, each one bring one or everyone bring one as our President Mehta actually has highlighted for his goal for his presidency for Rotary International. Next, member experience.
Scott,
Our three,
Scott, we're not able to see anything on Zoom.
oh, I'll talk through them as Brock is figuring out how to show them, because you can hear me too, hopefully on Zoom. But the three-year outcome is greater and more meaningful opportunities for networking, and that members feel that the City of Lakes Rotary delivers value to them professionally and personally, and therefore choose to engage consistently. And our fiscal year 22 goals are to increase awareness and knowledge of member professional capabilities and interests, create member tools to easily make referrals and ask advice and promote available opportunities, engage and inspire members via dynamic club programs, and increase meeting attendance and satisfaction, and develop club personas and specific plans to target their desired member experience. So that's our member experience goals. And by the way, Carol did a great job of showing what goals we had met last year and as compared to our goals for last year. And we will do that too at the end of this fiscal year. Third is reputation. And our three-year outcomes for reputation is a consistent and impactful brand messaging and visuals, membership understanding and leveraging of club strengths to facilitate positive change in our community and world, and a productive and meaningful working relationship with other clubs. And we came a very long way last year in meeting those goals. And we will continue to work on that in fiscal year 22. We want to keep developing a collaborative working relationship with other clubs. Through Carol, Carol did such a great job of working with all the Minneapolis clubs to make sure we have a landing page for folks who are interested in joining Rotary, and they can learn about each of our Minneapolis clubs. And we do continue to work and meet with the other presidents of the District 1 clubs on a regular monthly basis. Also, our goal is to improve our City of Lakes Rotary brand image, showing that we live our values. And again, we'll go a long way towards accomplishing that goal with our public image director when we have that public image director appointed. And then further leverage social for the greatest impact. It's great that we're covering that now. And so we will continue to do what we've been doing on social media. Sangam has done such a great job, and we look forward to continuing those efforts as well. Finally, impact. Our three-year outcomes were a clear definition of organizations and causes our club supports. Jean and her group, Sangam, and my husband, Joe, and Tori are working towards that brand, understanding what that brand image is. And I don't know, Jean may talk about that in a little bit, but they are working on that as well. Every member participates in at least one volunteer service opportunity and gives financially at whatever level. Service project updates provided consistently and have a greater impact due to diversification of funding sources. And fiscal year 22 goals further define service area focus and initiatives coordinated to the greatest impact. Again, Jean and her team are doing a great job of working on that. Project activities shared quarterly with members and finding opportunities for every member to participate in at least one service project. And as you know, we've had our service committee chairs talk quarterly. And then at least one annual fundraising project that engages and leverages non-Rotary contributions. And I'm really happy to say Carol Russell, I've asked her to head that up, and she twisted Pat Joyce's arm to join her and talked with our past President's Council to ask for their help too in developing a project. And we will have that by the end of this fiscal year. So that is the update on our Rotary City of Lakes Rotary Strategic Plan and what our fiscal year 22 goals are. And now I'm going to have each of the committee chairs come up. And first we have Sheila Gothman, our treasurer, to talk a little bit about where we are at financially right now with the club. So Sheila, welcome.
Thank you for that warm welcome. Good morning. So I just wanted, Scott wanted me to give a brief update about where we are financially as a club. As you may or may not be aware, because we didn't meet very much last year, we were able to end the year with a surplus of about $45,000. And that's now membership will address this, but although we saved some money, we've lost some members, which precipitated us to have to look at a new space. And that's why in some parts we're here, because Carol's great leadership in herding us cats to get to a new place. But we are at a spot where we are, the board approved a deficit budget of about $8,000. And as business people, you all know, that's usually not a good thing to do, right? To budget, to intentionally budget, but it's an intentional budgeting because we need more members. And so we are investing for the first time in a strategic funded membership drive. So we added $5,000 to the club budget to enable us to have special events to attract members. So that is, and this is probably not the only year that we'll have to budget a deficit. It's going to take us a couple of years to get out of the COVID slump that we have found ourselves in. So that's all I had to say. I just wanted to let you know that we do have a healthy surplus. The board is being really vigilant. They're insisting that I give them monthly financials. And so we actually look at, actual to budget, and which is a good thing. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Next, we have the membership committee, Jean. Yay.
The best thing about talking is taking off my mask here for a second. I'm Jean, and I'm the co-chair of the membership committee, along with over here, we have membership magnet Matthew Predinger, who is my co-chair. So the first thing I want to do is, before I talk, I want to listen in a way. There are pieces of paper on your table and pens. And the object of this lesson is to write down on the piece of paper. And if you're following this on Zoom, please do this at home too, and either put them in the chat, and if Brock could copy them for me, or email them to me. And I'm sure Brock would be happy to put my email, Jean@JohnsonLC, in the chat so people can email them to me. So the idea here, and this is part of the branding project that Scott referred to. We've got just an excellent team with Tori and Sangam and Joe who are working on this. And it starts with what we as members think about what's great about our club, and that becomes part of our brand. We obviously have the best Rotary Club in the world, but what makes that true? What makes that true for each one of you? So please write down 3 words. You can have more words if you need them to describe why City of Lakes Rotary is special to you. And along with that, if there's a story that illustrates why City of Lakes, why you use those words, or a particular experience that supports those words, please share that too. And write your name on there. So if we have questions, we can follow up with you. What do you want for no cost, right? They haven't been used for a long time. What? For ink? Oh, they really aren't, right. Well, share with your neighbor. I don't know. Did you give up on your pen? Or are you done? Oh, shoo. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, Ross to the rescue with a few more pens. And if you're a visitor, I don't know what to tell you about why you love City of Lakes. Pardon? Oh, there you go. Good idea. Yeah. Our aspirational words, what you'd like us to be. Okay, so I want to give you plenty of time. I don't have a sense. Looks like most people are still writing. It's a good thing you both have the same experience. All you need to do is say, see Greg's paper, and then that'll be the answer. Yeah. Okay, so to keep things moving along, it's more important to keep writing than to listen to me. So if you need to pick, go ahead and write, but I'll be talking some too for those who have finished. With the membership committee, we have two directives, and one is to maintain great experiences for our current members and new members. Nobody wants to invite somebody to the club if you're not all that happy here. So we see that as a really critical part of what we do. And we do that in lots of ways, some of which you may be aware of and some not. We do onboarding with new members. So that's a really critical part, is if you join this club, we want to feel like you've got the information you need and you find the area in the club that matters to you. Are you more of a community service person or more of an international service or more of a rooters person? What's your passion in the club, and help you find that. That survey that hopefully you just all filled out, we spend more time reading through that than you would ever imagine, because we want to know what's working and what's not working for people. And we use that information to work with the committees on what members are saying to us about what they want. We also have a committee, the care team, that checks in with people. If you haven't been here for a while, we want to know if you're okay. We're not checking up on you for attendance. We're just checking on you because we want you to know that if you're not here, it matters. So when you're here, it's a different club. And so if you're not here, we want you to know that we miss you. So, and I would say that this club is a welcoming club. It's part of our DNA. And so we're doing a really great job at this. So I just say, keep it up. Our second prime directive, as you might guess, is to bring in new members, because, you know, what we have here is really kind of cool. You know, we have this great community. I talk all the time about, I love Rotary, because where else are you surrounded by really fantastic, wonderful people all the time, and you get to do work with them, do good work that matters in the community. I mean, what an opportunity we have to be part of this. And not that many people know about Rotary. That's part of why the Everyone Bring One slogan comes about, because people tend to not find Rotary unless they've had some experience with it through either a foreign exchange or through a family member or someone they know. And so, I mean, it sounds kind of corny to us to talk about it and bring somebody, but really, if people don't have some sort of experience with Rotary, it's kind of like in coaching, I talk about it's such a trust-based business. No one shows up for, they don't look up in the yellow pages, I'll take you as my coach. Same thing with Rotary. They want to hear a little bit about it from somebody that they trust. So they go, well, it's not a cult, it's just a group of good people doing good things. So, or maybe it is a cult and I haven't found it yet, I don't know. So, anyway, so we do lots of things, especially member Magnet Matthew over here is involved in lots of things. If you haven't met member Matthew Magnet, hey Greg, what you need? Please.
It would be interesting to hear from some of the relatively new members why they joined. Because I think a lot of us have been around a few years. There's a bit of habit to it, a tradition to it. But it'd be nice to know why people over the last couple of years have joined us, given that a lot of pressure on all sorts of social.
Yeah, great question. And we ask that of everybody that comes in, of course, and generally what the answer is it's a way to be of service, because people are so busy and they have this sense of, I'd like to be doing something, but on your own, it's hard to create it. But by being part of a group, you can go, oh yeah, I'll show up and collect books, or, oh, I'll show up and raise money for something. So it's an easy way to be of service. It's also another group we're targeting is people who are new to town, transplants who are looking for a way to get connected. You know, if you don't have a network, Rotary is such a great answer. So we get various iterations of that, but that's kind of generally, I'm looking for a way to connect, or I'm looking for a way to be of service. It's easier in my life. So, but good question. We need to keep asking them. In terms of increasing our membership, we have encouraging everybody to bring people. We are targeting people and organizations that we think may not know about Rotary and creating partnerships with them, like Matthew's working with the Mill City Times, which is an organization that does a publication that reaches a lot of people inside downtown and around. We're working with them on trying to create a partnership. And we have the committee working on the visibility project, the one I mentioned, which is where your words will really matter, the ones that you're writing down today, because that starts to form the basis of our brand. Who are we? What do we care about? Why are we here? And that gives us a way to start talking about it in a way that's consistent. So we're all saying the same thing. Because right now we all say different things, which is great that we all have a different experience. And there's some value in all of us saying the same things. Rotary is about this. And so that's what we're trying to discover from you. So last, I have a slide about membership committee. Actually, we have a fantastic membership committee, and the membership committee really is everybody in this room. Right? It's not just the committee, it's everybody. It's how you greet people when they come in, and how you talk about Rotary, and how you participate in Rotary. So I just want to say that we really appreciate your help. You make the job pretty easy, and we really welcome your ideas, energy, and support. I have so much more I could say about any of these things, so feel free to come and talk to me anytime.
Thanks, Jean. Next, we have Jonathan Hobbs with the Vocational Committee. And after Jonathan, we have we have 4 committees left to go. So we're going to work right through this. So Jonathan's next.
I'll keep my remarks fairly brief. I'm going to just go to the second slide if we can. So vocational services, this is an overview of what we're going to be doing this year, but it really comes down to two themes: training and mentoring. And so we've gone through a vocational update last month. We try to do that quarterly, but as members have developments or accomplishments or other noteworthy professional and vocational achievements and milestones, we want to hear about that. So we're going to try to have that be even more real time. New member training and new this year will be member training and development. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. We are involved actively in mentoring and coaching through the community service committee. They've been mentoring a business on Lake Street. And we're also doing that through junior achievement. We're going to be doing more of that through junior achievement. We're going to have more mock interviews. What we've traditionally had as the YCAP program is being rebranded, but it's going to be continued partnership there. And then we're going to have a business directory that we're going to be developing this year as well. If we could go to the next slide, please. One of the examples of the training is the peer group. Here's an upcoming list that meets on Thursday morning. These are each Thursday morning for an hour. So this is some professional development, which is what many people are seeking as well when they come in the Rotary. And then by learning some of these skills, we can turn around and enable our members to mentor better as we go and do service projects through vocational. We go to the next slide, please. And then I'm also going to invite Joyce Agnew up to give a couple of words. We provide financial support to Dunwoody through what has been traditionally the Youth Career Awareness Program, where we also do mock interviews. And then junior achievement we've been involved with. And we've done quite a bit of work through some of their student organizations, most recently through JA Company, which is a good segue. Got a fun and exciting announcement today that we're going to make. So about a month ago, Joyce and Carol approached me and approached as vocational service chair, and we're interested in, approached me about possibly putting together, sponsoring, underwriting a program that involving girls in business. And maybe I'll ask Joyce to come up at this time and tell a little bit about why you approached us and what your motivation was. Joyce?
Hi. Well, that's enthused. Just a little background. I've been in Rotary a long time, and it's very important to me. A lot of changes in life, moves, travel, but I knew Wednesday morning I had an anchor. I was going to be with good people who were doing good things. And it's been very important in my life. I grew up with a four-way test. My parents just did not write it out for me. And there's a lot of different things. We say we're the best Rotary Club in the world. We're also, I think we have some of the best people. I think people come here, they usually don't have ulterior motives. They come because they really want to do service above self and help other people. And that's been a wonderful way for me to do what I want to do also. And I've really enjoyed it. Also, I find that Rotary is a great place to donate money, because I know when I give money to Rotary, it doesn't get in the pockets of people along the way. It goes to help people, which I think is a really wonderful thing. And this is interesting. I chose a stock in the stock market that I thought would go up after COVID. And some kids on the internet got a hold of it. Have you heard of this, where they all put in money for something? My stock went from 4 to 62. And it was pretty exciting because I don't have a lot of excitement in my life anymore. I haven't landed a really big client that just blew my socks off for about 20 years. So Anyway, I wanted to share part of that with you. Can I say what I,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
So I'm donating $30,000. To the wonderful project that John and Carol are working on. And about when I got into my business and I started to make a little money, I could also afford ice cream as well as vegetables. And I thought someday I want to give back. By the time I retired, I was so burned out, I could not start a nonprofit business. And here, you folks have all the, you're going to do it. All I get to do is watch. And I'm really, really thrilled with that. And I just want to really thank John and Carol and Junior Achievement for helping this goal to come about in my life. And I really love Rotary. Thank you.
If you're not inspired now, I don't know how you're going to get inspired. Next, we have Bill Jackson, who is online to talk about the International Service Committee. And after him, I have Kelly about community service. So Bill, online with International Service.
Okay, good morning. Coming to you from my basement studio. So bring up the first slide. I'd like to kind of start off to talk about the focus of our program this year. We have our budget. Could you bring that up, Rock? So we've maintained about the same budget the last couple of years, but because of COVID, we haven't been able to put the full amount that we normally put into the exchange program. So that left more money to distribute around to other clubs to support their good projects. Now we do have some budget in there for youth exchange that hopefully, like Tom said, that we'll have exchange students in 2022-23. So that's a payment that's due like in January to start that program. So far, we have 7 confirmed projects of 17,000 where we've committed to various other Rotary clubs to support their programs. And I'll just quickly tell you some of those really exciting programs. A water cistern at a girls' school in Kenya, a deep water well project in Bolivia, a malaria prevention program in Nigeria, earthquake emergency relief in Haiti that we quickly got out after the earthquake hit. We had some money earmarked for Haiti outreach to develop deep wells, but we decided as a committee to divert that to the emergency earthquake relief, and a lot of it, Haiti outreach is actually hauling water, so it's still a water project. And high school construction in Guatemala, tell you a little bit more about that later. And Days for Girl feminine hygiene kit distribution throughout the developing world that we've supported the last few years. So 4 identified projects that we haven't totally committed to yet are a high school computer lab in South Sudan, clothing for newborns and toddlers in Venezuela, and improvements in school in India, and a water project in a refugee camp in Uganda. And then we have $2,390 remaining that could be used as other needs are identified. So next slide. Exciting new program for our group and actually for our club is the Rotary Community Corps. It's the City of Lakes is sponsoring the newly formed Rotary Community Corps made up of Engineers Without Borders personnel with the International Service Committee being the advisor. So the RCC has recently completed design of a $112,000 Rio Zoo High School in Quiche, Guatemala. The Rotary Community Corps, in cooperation with the ISC, is preparing a $30,000 district grant. Matter of fact, we just sent it off to our mentor to review it last night. And that's to fund the kitchen and latrine in the school. And this project is scheduled to start yet this year. Next slide. So we're supporting this project through our contributing $5,000, and then we're reaching out to other clubs. And so far we've approached 22 other clubs to raise an additional $15,000. That together with a $10,000 match from the district would give us a $30,000 grant. And hopefully this is just the first of many projects that we will work with the RCC in the future. And it's a very worthwhile project, and we're dealing closely with these young engineers, these Engineers Without Borders that have now formed the RCC. And we're really hoping that through our working closely with them, that at some future time that they could become Rotarians. They're very ambitious, and we're really glad to be working with them. Next, I'll tell you about some of the, Brock, you want to bring the next slide up? Yes. So just some updates on some of our past global grants and current ones. The Mia Trace water distribution project in Honduras, that was a $155,000 global grant. And we actually started the construction April of this year, and we've got about 3/4 of the piping installed and getting ready to work on some of the filtration and chlorination structures. And then the Man Women's Prosperity Initiative in Guatemala, which started this May. And that's a $74,000 global grant. And it's setting up saving programs with the Mayan women that they organize and kind of fund their own savings program. They're kind of like their own bank. And then I should add that Jim Nelson confirmed that the big $800,000 Honduran wash project is finishing up this month. So that was a great accomplishment by our club to support that and get it going. So we're doing a lot of exciting things in our group, and would like any of you to join with us. We meet the second Thursday of every month. So just watch for our meeting times and places. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill. Next is Kelly with Community Service. Kelly.
Well, I don't know how I can follow up on all of those great things that are going on, but so I'll be short and sweet, and then we can finish up. So community service, we just kind of keep chugging along and supporting the projects that we support. We did a slight update to kind of our focus areas this year. Jody and I got together and talked about, so we've had, we're still focusing on reading, helping the community with reading programs. We support Way to Grow, Reading Partners, and the Jefferson Community School. We've got our feeding projects through Community Emergency Services and Every Meal. And we kind of refocused the last area and said, given all that we've been through over the past couple of years, we really need to focus on projects that sort of help us to support and restore the vibrancy here in our Twin Cities community. And so a lot of these are projects that we've traditionally supported. Warm Hands, Warm Hearts, Rake, Rattle, and Roll will be coming up here soon. Some of the newer programs that are part of that, of course, the Lake Street Council project. And then the Rise Early Learning Center. This is a project that Jim Voss is involved with. If you haven't heard about it, you should. It's an amazing program to bring affordable childcare and affordable housing together. It's a great project. Crescent Cove is something that we've been supporting. A National Park Service fellowship. So we're supporting a fellow that is part of this program to bring nature to opportunities to kids. And so we just continue along doing our thing. If you want to jump to the next slide, just a few updates. So I do have the dates. I didn't have the dates when I put the slide together, but October 30th will be the next food packing event. Talk to Gary or email Gary if you'd like to be involved in that. We do have limited participation, so it's first come, first serve for our volunteer opportunities. And November 6th will be our Rake, Rattle, and Roll event. This is a great event. So if you haven't been involved in it before, come on out. It's very fun. And then the next CES food packing is actually not December. It's tentatively planned for January 8th. So I participated in the last one. There's a picture down here, and it was very fun. And if you really want to work out, be the person who keeps restocking the stations. You get to move a lot of stuff over a couple hours as you're doing that. So that'll be tentatively January 8th. Watch for announcements on that. And then of course in December, we'll also have the holiday food drive. And as Jean spoke to us earlier, today is the last day for the Way to Grow book collection. So contribute to that if you're able to. That's it.
Last but certainly not least, Anna Priscari with the Club Service Committee, the Fun Committee.
All right, I either talk too fast or say very little because I have 1 minute. Well, Adekunle is online, so we've been texting to make sure there's nothing to be missed, but thank you for everyone who showed up to our happy hour. I think it was a great attendance. We had a lot of guests and I got to meet your family members as well, so wonderful. We're planning another one, will be outdoors, weather permitting, at Utaples Brewery. So everyone who likes beer, please come. And we also bring guests too, so we can interact outside of the room as well. So lots of events. We have golf that Adekunle is planning, and 24 spots filled, so great. We do plan to have a few more events throughout the year. Our budget is very, very, very tiny, so we can do very little, but a lot of free things we love. So do give us ideas. And recently I had this idea. I got a chance to meet Gary's wife. We went to visit their beautiful backyard forest hosta sanctuary, and I learned they actually draw. They have beautiful drawings in their house. Last week I went to visit George and his dahlias garden. He makes honey, and that made me think we have a lot of members who have lots of fun hobbies. And they're really good at it. So maybe we create an event where we get to start our own members and showcase what else we do, not just professionally, but personally. So if you have any hobbies, any interests that you would like to showcase, please let me know so I can plan an event where we all get to experience each other's beautiful art or any other hobbies you do. With that, thank you so much.
What a great team. Thank you all. You know, being president of this club is like the easiest thing in the world. You got so many great people working on so many great projects. So thank you. I'm excited for this year. I hope you are too. Next week, we have our Attorney General, Keith Ellison, is our speaker. And thank you to everybody who presented today. Brock and Ross, as usual, thank you so much for the good work that you do. And Gail, thank you for the reflection today. And Mary Pat, thank you for all you're doing with being club administrator. With all that, have a great Rotary week.